Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Build Modded with me, Sid, and we're still at Castle Valentine, and let me show you. So, I haven't done anything to the main castle, but I have terraformed in the gorge. So here we go, we now got a nice defensive structure. I'm still waiting for some of the grass to grow down there, between here and here. So that's in place. I've used, as you can see, I've used a manual hammer and a manual excavator to clear that out, and then I've just done a bit of detailing around the bottom, so much so that I can find a little bit of stone. This is a drain coming out of the inside of the castle, so that's just there filling this water course, and I've just diverted that off down here into a little pool. Probably not particularly lifelike, but you know, once we get beyond here, I'm not bothered. So today's plan is to actually start planning out how this is going to work. The drawbridge across from here. So if I get myself so I am level, and then here, that's going to go to there. So that's the level we're looking for the castle or keep drawbridge. Kind of there to, well, yeah, there to there. So that gives us some kind of scope to work with. Let me use your concrete so I can do that straight in. That is blub, blub. It's one there, two, and this is 6 wide. 3, 4, 5, 6. But obviously it needs to come back a little bit to here. And once we've got the entrance figured out, we can actually then start to think about the structure that we're going to use around that, and so on and so forth. So that's from there to there. I'd better trim that out. And we're probably going to have a similar kind of set of towers on this side. Right, time for some red wool, I think. Red and yellow wool, actually. It's always useful working out of two colours of wool, because you can basically go, okay, that's left, right, you know, that's, see, for example, this is 5 to there. So if I go from here and go, that's there, and then we're going to have 1, 2, and then it's going to come out 1 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be one tower, so I'll have to rebuild down to the ground there, which I could have, you know, avoided that if I'd really wanted to. But it's not that much of a bother, to be honest. And then trim you out, 2. And then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5. I'll probably strip these down somewhat, because one of the benefits of having a castle or keep on a outcropping of rock like this is that all of the exterior walls were on practically sheer surfaces with no place for climbers or anybody to actually, what's the word I'm looking for, I suppose, attack from. So if these are sheer, then, you know, even were you to climb up to here and mountaineer up bravely while archers from these towers were firing at you, once you get to the bottom of the tower, where are you going? You've got to go all the way up to the tower, to the top of the tower, which is, you know, good defense. Right, so that needs to come in a little bit. I wish I'd not thrown those tools. Did I throw them? I did. Mind you, it's creative, so it's a simple job just to go and grab them again. But we'll sort this out the hard way. So that would give us where the drawbridge will come across. Now, it may be a drawbridge, it may just be a bridge that we can collapse, because that would be the other alternative, having something that we can just pull some supports out of the entire thing, crashes down, and you're over this side waving at the guys over here who've just gone to the trouble of taking this. And right, well, I'm going to continue planning a little bit, and I will be back once we've got some progress. Okay guys, well I've done quite a bit. But I've got some loose plans here starting to come together. So I've got a tower here, then we're going to have like a L-shaped structure here, which is going to include a tower and ballroom and things. We're going to kind of dress this up. But this is where the old builder's one comes in really useful. Now, a lot of these are carpenter's blocks I won't texture, just because there's absolutely no point, but the creative builders one here is just an incredible tool. Not to be oops creative undo would be no, take that out, come on. Alright, yeah, a creative undo might not be a bad idea though as well. If there is one, I'm not aware of it. But the T-con hammer handles little cock-ups like that, no problem. And then you can get yourself back into Steam and just plonk these in. And yeah, so this is really just a useful trick. So we're going to have a couple of really thick walls at this side, which but the other side are going to be 2 meter thick walls, I think, most likely. Let me just do that, and then do that way around like that. And this is going to be a kind of mixture between palace and I suppose palace and structure, fort really. So this would be where the lord of the castle will live. Will have some, like, you know, function room, relatively simple function rooms, I think, for this. And hopefully what we should end up with once we're done is a slightly higher up structure, and I'm going to possibly do a corner tower here which goes higher, and possibly some kind of tower coming off of this side which comes up even higher over the landscape. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick update on the progress, and I'll be back when there's a little more to show you. Right, time for progress report, and the structure is largely done. So I have built this keep into the mountain here. I've got a mixture of little towers on it. This is solid roof, comes over like that, and if we come in from the entrance here, you come in under here, you've got a fairly simple portcullis, and obviously the drawbridge. This is going to be where one of the guard rooms is. Haven't put any floors in yet. In this way is going to be the access to this tower system and the roof, and in here is going to be the main thing. So this is going to be the grand hallway. We'll have a nice floor here, and I'm going to have some windows in this one because this is not purely a structural build. This is also the living area of the lord of the castle, or whatever his title is going to be. So that's where we're at there. I was going to leave that bit open to the sky, and then I decided against it. And up here, this is where the lord of the castle can come out and greet any visitors Hello, welcome, come inside, have a glass of wine, or whatever. So yeah, that's the that is the basic layout, and what we're going to have to do then is take this section out here for a floor. So we'll quickly rip this out. And again, I'm conscious I don't build a lot on camera because builds of this scale are tedious to say the least. And obviously you can see an odd place where these carpenter's blocks have been put in but not textured because they're not seen. So that in itself isn't a major issue. And if I just go and do this section here, then I should be able to use the builder's wand, I hope, to, oh, probably not because it's connecting into other carpenter's blocks. I used it earlier on there and it managed to duplicate a huge chunk of the wall, which wasn't brilliant. I also need to, well, I don't know whether I need to fix that roof section or not. There's going to be a roof above that. Let's have a look what the builder's one does now. No, it's behaving itself, I think. I have to check outside because, as I say, I did this earlier in one of the sections, and it duplicated a whole chunk of the outside as well, just for good measure. I don't know whether you're going to behave if I do that, are you? You're going to be a good little builder's wand. Builder's wand for this kind of thing is absolutely ideal. Let's go and just double check that I've not gone and stuck a load of stuff outside, or no, not really happy with that kind of junction there, so I might need to try and blend that in a little bit. Yeah, that's good. And then we need to look at some floor. So I think for flooring we're going to have a look at the pretty woods, because this is the grand hall, of course. And let me tell you what, let me go back in there a second, clear a bit of inventory space, and keep you there. Right, oh, it's night time. Let me just set the time today as well, just so it's a bit brighter in here. Right, where was I? I was looking at floor material, so that might be okay. Darkish floor. We could have a look at that. We could have a look at that. Let's have a compare and contrast. No, way too orange. That one, the other one looks too modern. And yeah, just the usual old. Plonk this in, and the world will be a good and happy place. It takes forever to do anything with these carpenter's blocks, though, as I've said before, because for every place operation you are effectively doing it twice at the minimum. And there will be other place operation, because this is going to have some kind of carpet, maybe. Certainly in other areas of the castle it's going to have carpet. And if we get the floor in here, this will give us a good idea of what to expect. The walls mostly in this section are 1 thick rather than the 2 thick I've used elsewhere. Because again, at this point, if you're forced to retreat to here, things are pretty dire. You know, the castle design is such that this is your last refuge, and it's also more of a living castle rather than a functional fortified castle, so that's my rationale behind this. Now I had thought, let me just bring some walls in. And that will take you up to here. Yep, that's right. And then probably a similar door setup there. And let's go grab some castle brick. So this again will be mainly stone, because one of the things with castles is they are mainly stone and they're not usually built with comfort in mind. And then up here we'll have a similar kind of thing going on. This floor of this tower will come out here, get the walls in later for this, but come on, let me get to the builders one point. Oh, hang on, it's about there, isn't it? And bonk, 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 dush, 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 and we'll just fill this in like that. So I'm going to just get these the floors and stuff in like this, and I will be back with you in a few minutes. Okay, so the final structural thing to do within this grand hall, I've let's just show you what I've done. I've got the middle minstrels gallery up here. Coming through here, we're up the stairs. That takes us, we can go through here, or we can go onto the minstrels gallery, or we can continue up the stairs onto the residential bit, which will obviously be completed later. Now, one thing nice thing you can do with these, of course, is I can give, if that's a stone floor, I can give this a facade of being wooden, which means that I don't have to. Traditionally in vanilla Minecraft, if I wanted a ceiling to have a different texture to the floor above, I would have had to make the floors too deep, which, you know, works as a solution, but it does mean your buildings can often end up tall and stretched looking, whereas this allows us to get around that quite adequately, and we'll probably do the same up here in areas. But what we do need to do is look at glass. Chisel. Pardon me, let me just get a quick drink. So we've got a couple of options really here, I think, because this is going to be, we could go with a modern iron fence glass, or we could go with this glass. Let's have a look. Got that one, which looks pretty good, or I think the first, looking at those two. And as I said, this is going to have windows, so we've got a fairly large hallway here. We can pop our windows in like so, and the Great Hall is nicely lit. And there will be a few other smaller windows in some of the other rooms on this facing wall, I think. Needs a little bit of dressing up somehow. I can't microblock that, that's certainty. Let's just run outside quickly. I need to sort out the ceiling in here and the floor in here and that wall. But that's another job. There's never-ending jobs, I tell you, when you're doing these. And let's just knock those in. That should give us a little bit of depth on this wall, because otherwise it's quite a flat and bland wall on that side. At least that gives us some depth. So what can we do to dress those up? Well, I suppose we could put some kind of sill on them. But not 100% certain. Now, what I am certain of is here we are going to have I suppose for want of a better word, a throne. It's not technically a throne because it's the lord of the castle and not the king. Where's my wood? Wood, thank you. So I'll have like a dais. Like that. And then we can, I'll get rid of those for temporary. Let me go and have a look at Forestry Edition, and we will grab an ebony seat. Now, I'll get this right. I need to place it. It goes on the, well, let's find out. We'll do it the hard way. And again, we'll keep this simple. We're just going to go with a chair rather than a grandiose throne. Plonk. So, well, that works, kinda. Let's give it some regal colouring, which would be, of course, purple, being the colour of empire. Oops. So that will go there. We can grab heraldic wall. One there. And grab the herald. There'll be a plastering these everywhere. One of those there. One of those there. And hopefully you remember my... Yes, you do. Oops. So that gives us a little splash of colour. And what I was thinking in here is this is going to, as I say, this is going to be... which one did I go for? I went for that one, didn't I? Bye Bye Dungeon Glass. Is the... Let's go in here, we'll go for an ebony table. And it's going to be a big grand affair. Down to what? About there maybe. And it'll be 3 wide because that kind of works. One of those, you know, those really stupid long tables where if someone's a millionaire, they'd be dining at this end and their partner would be dining at the other end, shouting past the salt. That kind of table is what we're after, and that kind of table is what we got. And then we need to go. Let's go 1. Do I want them right next to each other, or let's just try this every other? That's not going to work, so we'll do one right next to each other, but not at that end. And oh no, and one at the head there, and one there. And we need a back. Now again, we're going to have that on that one at the head of the table, and probably that for his good lady wife too. Presuming he's a married lord, of course, he may not be. And then probably that. Oh, I need a stack of them. Doesn't matter the creative mode in this, you do need one for every chur. So that's looking pretty sweet so far. Right, back here, grab purple, because of course our colours are purple and red, and we will deal with that like so. Very bright, lovely. And then this is probably not totally accurate, because obviously tablecloths would probably have not been majorly common in the age of great castles, seeing as it considered good manners to throw your bones over the shoulder for the dogs and various things like that. But we're going for kind of a look here. We're going for something which speaks to us. I have no idea what that even means. Right, I'm going to continue on working in here, and I will be back with you in a little while. Okay, I've got the Great Hall done. This is the Minstrel's Gallery. Unfortunately, the only instrument I have is a harp and a piano. Piano wouldn't be in keeping here, so I've got a couple of chairs for the, you know, the flautist and guitarist or whatever they have, and the harpist will be up here. Now we've got these rather nice chandeliers, which I've got in place. The old heraldic wall banner, some wall candles. Let me just come down here. So Lord's table, then the table is set for dinner. We've got candlesticks, turkey, fruit, eggs, you know, everything you need for a slap up if mismatched feast. A little bit of work to do around this area, obviously a whole load of work to do around the rest of this, but I have upgraded between episodes to the latest version of the DecoCraft props mod, and there is a whole load of really nice stuff that's new in this. So if we just scroll down, I'll try and catch some of the ones that caught my eye. There's a whole new load of these paper lanterns, if Garden Flamingo, if we want to do a modern thing. We've got these signs, which if I can find it, what I was going to try is, there's an archer, baker, fish farming, candy, camping, butcher, books, bombs, blacksmith, bank, flowers, generals, inn, jail, jeweler, lumber, maps, swords, could potentially use swords, toys, tailor, stable, any others, pets, helm, furniture, music, and shield. So we've got a whole load of these. Now hopefully the upgrade, I did get a couple of ID mismatches, which wasn't ideal, but here we go. Let's have a look. That was the stable, so let's see. You're not going to play, but oh, hey, well, it's certainly interesting. Fortunately, it knocked my side off. How can I get away with that? It's too high. No, still too high. Let's try you here. Might work. I don't know whether I'm going to get away with putting another. Oh, yes, I have. Excellente. Looks a bit dirt, but you know, beggars and choosers and all that. Now I haven't got a cooper or a leather worker, but what I have got is a archers. So we could potentially come here. Oh, well. What did I just knock off? Oh, a corner piece. I'll fix that. That's really too low down. Oh well, maybe for another build. After all, this is supposed to be a castle, and pretty much everybody should know where everything they need to know about is. Because otherwise, in the event of an attack, you're in trouble. So yeah, as I say, oh god, what have I done now? There's a whole load of, if we start from the bottom, this is where all the new stuff is. So we've got bird baths, barrels with food in, sausage links, shelving, chandeliers, fish trophy, more dolls. These look pretty damn cool. So you've got, let's see whether we can try that one out. I've not seen that. We've got towels, toy helicopters, swords on the floor, music boxes, you name it. Cards on the tape for the tables, some coal, fruit baskets, lamps, wheelbarrows. Now you see, as I say, this looks pretty damn cool. Let's just see how this looks if I... Oh, I see. But that's going to be useful for a future build, I am absolutely certain. Now, it is my intention to actually release a zip file with all the mods in this pack and the configs at the end of this Let's Build series, along with a copy of the map. I do need to just double check to make sure I've not broken any of the props that I've used previously. I don't think I have. So yeah, that's the start of this particular structure here. I've got windows, arrow slits to put in, lighting, a whole load of additional gumph, decorate, build up here. So that'll be all for the next episode, and then we'll be on to the detail. The devil is in the detail, and we should be good. Hopefully maybe one, maybe 2 episodes, and maybe just a cinematic wrap up at the end of it all. Who knows? Not me, that's for certain. Look, I'm trampling all over your place, yeah. Pompous lords and ladies. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.